get started playing Grid, you first have to create a party of 3 different heroes. Each hero has a class denoted by its color: purple for tricky, red for angry, blue for calm, yellow for brave, green for friendly, and orange for experienced. Each hero also has an attack value, a hand size value, an ability within their text box that is completely unique to them, as well as an armor value that is shared among all heroes, which is 3, not noted on their card. Once you've selected your 3 heroes for your party, you can then create your main deck and your armory deck. Now that you've created your party, you can create your main deck and your armory deck. Your main deck consists of exactly 30 cards with any combination of enhancements, attacks, skills, and defense cards. You can have a maximum of 2 copies of the same card in your deck. Each card must share a class with a hero in your party, and your deck must contain an equal number of cards from each class from your party. Your armory deck consists of weapons, accessories, gadgets, and armor cards that can be equipped to each hero in your party. You can have a maximum of 6 cards in your armory deck with a maximum of 1 copy of any armory card. Each card must share a class with a hero in your party or be neutral, and your deck must contain an equal number of cards from each class in your party. Now that you have your party, main deck, and armory deck created, you're ready to begin the game. To start, each player will take these steps, starting with the first player. First, randomly decide who will go first. Each player will then shuffle their deck, put it off to one side of their play area, then take their armory deck and place it face down off into another side of the area. First player will then choose who their first active hero will be. They will then draw a number of cards equal to that hero's hand size. They will then place the top card of their deck into their tenacity. The second player will place 2 cards into their tenacity, and then they will place the top 5 cards of their deck into their stamina. The first player may now begin their first turn of the game. To win a game of Grid, you must make successful attacks against your opponent's enemy active heroes so that way they take stamina cards. Once you deal a successful hit when they have no stamina cards left, you win the game. Each turn has the same 3 phases: the begin phase, the action phase, and the end phase. During the begin phase, all abilities that trigger at the beginning of a turn will occur. Then, during the main phase is when most of the game will be held. During the main phase, you can play a card from your armory deck, play a card from your hand, activate an action of a card in play you control, you can make a basic attack with your active hero, you can make an ultimate attack by discarding all cards from your tenacity, you can rest your active hero to switch them out for a new one, or you can pass your turn and draw 2 cards. To play a card from your hand, you simply discard that many cards from your hand equal to its resource cost. For example, if I wanted to play the attack card combination, I would discard 2 cards from my hand. Then, I would perform its effects. Attack cards, defense cards, and skill cards are fully resolved when you play them, and then they're placed face up into your tenacity. Enhancement cards, however, when played, are going to then be placed into your play area to be used at a later time or triggered on their ability. This will stay in play for your entire party. To play an armory card during your turn, as an action, you can take any card in your armory and then put it into play by paying its resource cost, similar to an enhancement. However, when you play an armory card and discard cards from your hand to pay its cost, you instead consume that card, meaning you remove it from the game entirely. To activate an action ability of a card you control in play, simply take the card that you would like to activate and pay its resource costs that are bolded. For example, Cammy, I must exhaust her as an action and hide 2 cards to steal 2 cards, which would make me place 2 cards from my hand on the bottom of my deck, and then I would steal 2 cards from my opponent, so that way I may play them later. Every card that has bolded text as part of an action or an ability, all of the bolded text must be able to be performed before performing the ability on the card. To make a basic attack with your active hero, you simply need to exhaust your active hero, and you will be dealing damage equal to their basic attack value to any target. To make an ultimate attack, your tenacity must be filled with 6 cards. Then, as an action, you can deal damage to the enemy hero equal to your tenacity total, which is the total cost of all cards in your tenacity added up. In this case, 6. Face down cards are considered to have a cost of 0 and be neutral cost cards. After the attack has been fully resolved, you are then going to discard all cards in your tenacity. Whenever a card would deal damage to any target, you enter the attack sequence. This means that the attacker will first announce their target and the amount of damage that that target will receive. The defending player can then perform any of the following 3 defensive abilities in any order they wish as many times as they want to. You can parry. Parrying is by preventing damage from that attack equal to the cost of a face-up card in your tenacity, then flipping that card face down. You may play defensive cards from your hand by paying their resource cost and then performing their abilities. Or you can activate defensive abilities of cards you control in play by once again paying their bolded cost and performing their effects. Then determine the total amount of damage dealt. If the damage dealt is equal to or greater than the armor value of the target that it is attacking, that is considered a successful attack. If the successful attack is on an enhancement, that enhancement is discarded. If that successful attack is on a hero, that player will then flip 1 card in their stamina face up and add that card to their hand. If at any point a successful attack is made on a hero that has no stamina left, that player loses the game. One of the actions to end your turn is passing. To pass, simply draw 2 cards from your deck and your turn moves to its end phase and then it moves to your opponent's turn. The main way to end your turn in Grit is by resting your active hero. To rest your active hero, you first start by choosing for each card in your hand to either keep that card in your hand or discard those cards. Then you're going to place your active hero into your party area, and then you're going to select 1 other hero that is currently ready and place them into your active hero slot. Then you're going to draw or discard cards until you have the number of cards equal to their hand size value. In this case, we'll draw 6. Then you're going to ready all cards you control in play besides your active heroes. And then your turn ends. When you rest your active hero, after you discard or keep cards in your hand, you will always place them into your party area exhausted, regardless of their current state. Then, if all heroes in your party area are exhausted, you simply ready all of them. Then, you can continue with resting your hero by choosing one, drawing to their hand size, and readying all the cards in your play area. When your deck has no cards left in it and you must look at, reveal, discard, or draw the next card in your deck, you will recycle your deck. So when we make Reginald our active hero, we will draw up to 4 cards, but then we will have to recycle our deck, meaning we will pause the current action we're on, shuffle our discard pile into our deck, and then continue whatever action caused us to recycle. We will then reveal a stamina card as if we were hit, and add that card to our hand. If you recycle your deck and you have no cards left in your stamina, simply do nothing and continue with whatever actions or turns are happening. You now know how to set up and play a whole game of Grit. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me in the comments, or we have some more in-depth rules videos on the channel that you can check out. Otherwise, good luck.